All right, folks, this is Jack Antonio on location for Do You Know Jack radio show here at Edmonton Rock Fest with the one and only legendary Canadian rock vocalist, legendary. Her band thinks that's funny. But it's Sass Jordan.
Well, I think it's funny too. If there was any statues of me, they'd be lifting them up right now. It would be bad.
Well, you did release what some people would call, is the word seminal? Is that?
I like that word. It almost sounds like Seminole. There's a casino in Seminole County in Florida. No, but Seminole. Yeah, I love that word. Yes, I know what it means. Even.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I know what it means. I pulled out a $5 word.
Oh, wine glasses.
They look great.
Too bad I can't drink it. Oh well.
But I'm talking about Racine. 25 years. Holy.
I know, 25 years. I didn't even know it was 25 years until my manager told me, and he's like, "We should do something for this because this is the 25th anniversary." And I'm like, "What?" Because I don't count the years. You just don't think about it.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Okay, what do you want to do?" He goes, "How about a year-long party?"
Well, that's right. Now I do want to talk a little bit about the record in particular, but I think you're planning on doing a series of sort of smaller, more intimate acoustic shows.
Yeah, a semi-acoustic shows in November, and kind of like a storyteller idea. So it's like I like the idea. I want carpet. I want candles, wine, incense, and it's like you're in somebody's living room. And everybody sits in a semicircle, and you tell stories, and then you tell the songs as if they're stories, which they are. And you do 2 sets.
That's nice.
2 45-minute sets. I can't wait to do it because it's going to be so hilarious digging up some of those stories.
I think you're encouraging your fans as well to tell stories via social media.
I would love them, but I'm not seeing any action over here. Maybe, they're not getting paid enough.
Well, I can tell you that 1992 was a pretty interesting year. I was just getting into college in Vancouver, and I heard the song "Make You a Believer" on Much Music.
Whoa! Well, so that's what I mean. See, why can't people tell stories like that? I guess it takes too long to type. That's like a good story.
Yeah. Well, I would gladly. I think now the climate 25 years ago, though, in terms of music, was pretty wide open at the time, right? You had grunge coming up, and I think that kind of blew the doors wide open for a lot of different rock and roll that did not. That's how I'm remembering 1992.
It shut the doors for me because it wasn't very friendly for female singers who weren't singing pop-type music. So being a rock singer or a rock blues singer and being female was very difficult because at the time you had to get your song on the radio, and they'd say, "Well, we can't play this because we can't play Sass's new song because we're already playing a female."
Oh no!
Can you imagine being told that? We can't play your new song, Mick, because we're already playing a guy band. Amazing.
It's funny, but it's not fun. It's funny. The ridiculousness of it is funny.
It's completely insane. But that was what we were up against. And then when grunge started, I was considered passé style-wise, so it was even more impossible.
Wow. I guess maybe I'm a little bit less discriminatory than maybe some of my contemporaries.
I don't think it has anything to do with the people. It had something to do with who was running the radio stations and how they felt they could sell their advertising. Because what's a radio station for most of the time? You know what I mean? And that's what it was about. It's about selling stuff. It's about demographics.
Yeah. Well, so how did your record end up selling as huge as it did?
Because that was right before it happened. Racine was right before it happened, and then it happened, and then Rats came out, which didn't sell as much because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus, they were very upset there was a female saying the word pissing. They're like, we're not playing a song with a girl saying pissing? That's disgusting. I'm like, yeah, you just wait 10 years, buddy. Wait till Lil' Kim comes out. You think pissing's bad.
So now, 25 years later, you're... Back to that. You're releasing a re-recorded version of Racine.
Yeah, as part of the year-long festivities, because we're like, well, what can we do that would be fun to do in honor of the birthday? And so we thought, well, why don't we redo it and bring it up to date? And then we're like, nah, that's boring. Why don't we redo it and put it back in time? Back into the 70s. If we were in the 70s, how would we have recorded this record? Let's do it like that. And that was fun.
Now, I know we're talking like no clicks, no auto-tune and stuff like that, but I mean, did you go and do analog stuff too? Like, did you do tape, reel to reel?
No. Can't do that. I mean, I could do that, but no, we didn't do that. But it's coming out on vinyl.
Oh.
As well. But the way we recorded it, aside from the fact that it's not recorded on tape, is like we were all in the room at the same time, just like, it was like going to summer camp. We lived together in the same house.
So you called up probably one of the greatest hired gun bass players in the history of rock and roll for this thing.
Hired Gun, that's the name of the movie.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I know him. Like, he's a good friend of mine.
Does it go back to that Queensryche tour?
It actually goes back to the 90s when we were touring in Europe together. He was in Whitesnake and I was supporting Whitesnake.
We're talking about Rudy Sarzo. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Yeah.
Better mention the man's name.
Do you know Rudy?
I don't know him, but I mean, I did an interview with him in like probably 2014. 2014 was a good year for me.
The Queensryche year.
That's right.
He's such a good guy, though. He's an amazing guy. He's an amazing player. So him, Brent Fitz on drums, Cadell, and Derek Sharp on guitars and keyboards. It's turned out great. Really cool.
Yeah, well, I've had a chance to listen to a little bit of it, and knowing like
they sent it out.
They did.
Well, somebody asked me that today. They said, "Have you had any feedback?" And I'm like, "I don't think anybody's heard it." I'm wrong.
There you go. I'm not trying to make a liar out of you, but well, now being as familiar with the original, it was really interesting to hear your vocal take on the new one. And I mean, there's some subtle phrase differences maybe, but
God, if you noticed that, I'm impressed.
Well, now thinking of like I Will Make You a Believer, though, you sung the intro instead in the original. It was a little bit more spoken, from what I recall.
Didn't even notice.
The record was a big part of my life.
So interesting. Yeah. So on the new one, it's more sung?
Yeah, the intro part, you do that a bit of like a rappy kind of thing, and it's a little bit more sung.
I do it different all the time.
Yeah, I know.
So that day I must have been singing it.
Yeah. But just getting back, not that I want to, put these guys to shame in any way, but I mean, I think what a lot of people don't understand about Rudy is that he's a consummate rock and roll bass player. Like, he did a touring stint with Blue Oyster Cult. So I mean, it's not like he's all Quiet Riot and Whitesnake and Queensryche. He's
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, he's like everything.
Oh, he's played with everybody. He's playing in the Guess Who now.
Oh, really? Wow. So you've got the smaller, more intimate shows in November, and I think Racine Revisited comes out September 15th.
Yeah, 15th. And then next year I want to finally make a new record.